Key growth lessons for Bunz is definitely leverage your strengths, what you're really good at. Our team was fantastic at getting PR. How we did that was we looked back into the community and we took the very interesting stories that were generated directly from the users. For example, the guy who wanted to take a bath in someone's house for 31 days consecutively. We took that story and we just nudged it over to the media channels and let them run with the story. Best practices that we've employed to build a vibrant community are things like really listening to the community. We actually bring our community admins into our office, we sit them down, we talk about what's happening in the community. We also get them to weigh in on the products. So before we actually launch a product, we bring in a bunch of the community members and we talk to them and we show them what we're trying to build. We tweak on the spot, and that way we're able to release features that our community actually will use and really appreciate. When we returned to PR, all we really wanted to do was tell the story of Bunz and let that seed of a story spread at a core demographic, which was King West. A lot of interesting stories came out of King West, and because of that influencer community, the Bunz story started to grow. There's a lot of challenges to being a community-based company. You have to be in touch all the time, the good and the bad. We hear both sides of the story. So I'm up all night answering support questions and listening to people say, well, this guy didn't do a trade with me, or this guy was late and we didn't actually get to meet up. So all of those things that the community wants to tell you, you hear. But at the same time, because you hear those things, those are the things that let you know exactly what the community wants and lets you pivot with the community along the way. Pitfalls to avoid, I would say probably is stay out of the political aspects of the community, let the community be themselves and let them solve the problems on their own. There are oftentimes discussions and arguments that may happen in the community, but those conversations need to resolve themselves. So allowing the community to talk about those things is really key. PR for us, we didn't have anybody traditionally trained for PR, but what we did notice and what we did leverage was our team's natural ability to communicate, and we took that core strength of ours and we really made a really good connection with the PR agencies and the media outlets around Toronto specifically, and the outlets grew to rely on us for a lot of their stories, and that connection and communication back to those channels really helped us get a really good start on PR. We've learned a lot about PR. The story needs to be concise and the story definitely needs to be interesting. When we had the story about a person trading their iPhone for a car, that was really interesting for us. We have stories of people trying to trade a 10-story building for a two-person vacation to Iceland. Those stories are really interesting, and not just only trading stories, stories that are really heartfelt. We had a story at the very beginning where the community actually found out that there was a dog that didn't have legs. So the community came together and built this dog a 3D printed wheelchair. So stories like that really resonate with people and really grabs people's attention. As Bunz starts to grow, the marketing channels are starting to change. Traditional PR and media was really successful for us in Toronto, but as we grow outside of Toronto, we're finding that we're needing to pivot to other methods of marketing because we may not have people on the ground in those areas. A good example is Brooklyn. We actually had a person do ground activities, and that seemed to be something that was really important for us and started to grow us in Brooklyn. Growth mindset at Bunz means that we are focused on our users and how they grow. We take a look at the data that they provide us while using the platform, and we go back in the community and have conversations with the people who are actually using our platform and try to grow with those users.